You're Not So Friendly Intuitive, and today we are doing a new tarot spread that I'm working on. It's for resolving problems in your life. So we basically have 6 questions, and we're going to ask these questions to Spirit, and we're going to break down and talk about these, break them down and talk about them, and see if we can get a direct channel on how to move forward. I know there are a lot of people out there, especially people my age, who struggle with failure to launch, who struggle with overcoming a state of mind, a state of being. And this is based off the book Becoming Supernatural. And it's based on the concept that we need to understand the emotions that we feel in order to change the energetic resonance that it has with us. Because in order for us to create a new life for ourselves, we have to be able to move past the old way of thinking, being, and doing, right? Right. So this card flew out, but I'm going to go ahead and ask the question. The first question is, how do I let go of limiting beliefs? So we have the Justice card, we have the Six of Wands in reverse, and we have the Page of Cups. So when it comes to limiting beliefs, I feel like the first thing is learning how to be honest with yourself about just how much effort you put into moving forward. And with the Page of Cups, I feel like you don't allow yourself to be open to the possibilities, to be in the flow of life, to be lighthearted and playful, right? Because that's what the Page of Cups is an embodiment of. So when we look at it in the sense of how limiting beliefs can be a hindrance to us, we worry so much about the consequences, right? We worry so much about the consequences of our actions that we often get stifled and we get stuck. And that's where the blockage to success comes from. Because we're not in any kind of flow. We don't listen to any kind of intuitive messages. We don't listen to anything that comes from our heart. We use our logical minds more than anything, right? And to be honest, that's a problem. And that's really thinking from, a conditioned state of mind, right? And with this Tower coming out here, I feel like, there is no reevaluation. There has never been any evaluation of these beliefs. We have just existed in a place where, we let these things go on, and no matter what happens, no matter how we experience life, we continue to operate from a place of limitation. We don't ever seek any insight. We don't, try to overturn the falsehoods that we've carried with us through our lives. Okay? So the next question is, let me move this up. So the next question is, what is the root cause of the lacking confidence? What is the root cause of the lacking confidence? So, okay. So we have the rest card to come out, and we have the protection card to come out. Oh, we have the death card to come out. Is there anything? Well, okay, so I'm gonna do like I did before, and I'm gonna read from here. So what is the root cause of the lack of confidence? For one, there's not enough time spent with self. There's not enough time spent with self, getting to know your authentic self, still moving from a egoic standpoint, never allowing yourself to just be stationary, never allowing yourself to be in or create a safe space for you to rest the weariness that you experience in this life. And then we have protection to come out. And for one, I feel like the reason that so much anxiety is happening over here is because it's a means to protect yourself from all of the things that you've experienced. And if you don't have to deal with yourself, then you don't have to look in the mirror, and it's a form of protecting yourself from your own truth. And you don't have to be impartial to yourself because you're not actively seeking yourself out. And with the death card, I automatically feel like it's in relation to this Tower card and this Page of Cups, because nothing old is dying. You're not letting go of anything. Nothing is passing from you. Everything is still being held from that one singular standpoint, but it's from one of limitation. And when you limit yourself, you have no room for confidence. And it can be a source of frustration, which is also, to me, the Tower card of this deck in particular. There is such a frustration around wanting to move forward, but being comfortable where you are, that you would rather stay here and continue to die creatively instead of allowing your soul and instead of allowing your soul to purge itself of all of that negativity that you've been holding on to and turn it into some type of energy that can be conducive for your growth. So now we're finna get really interesting. So the next question is, what is the reason that I struggle to love myself unconditionally? What is the reason that I struggle to love myself unconditionally? Okay. So we have fill your cup up with sacred giggles, accept and receive, and what do you really want? Fill your cup up with sacred giggles. I'm immediately drawn to the infinity sign on this card because maybe it's a sign, maybe this is my part of the reading, but I have been so drawn to finding out what is for me in the infinite quantum field of possibilities for my life. So I'm going to take that message because it resonated so strongly. For me, I'm going to take it as something for my collective. You have to fill yourself up with so much joy that there is no other choice but for old things to fall away. There can be no room for them. And then when we have accept and receive, you have to be accepting of the concept of becoming no thing, no one, no place, no time, no space, and receiving the intuitive messages from your spirit guide, the intuitive messages from the universe. And as you are open to receiving and accepting that these are possibilities for you, you really need to think more and think very hard. Well, not even hard, because that implies that you have to do something. You really need to allow the question to resonate with you. What do you really want? When you go into your meditation, you need to go into your meditation from that place. What do you really want? And then, see, what did I just say? Oh my God, fall in love with your own story. Like, you are the creator here. And I said creator, and then look at this, the creator water card. You are the creator. And water, we all know, automatically deals with the emotions, right? And the emotions that we feel are the chemicals that reinforces and reaffirms the things that our brain is connected to, the things that continues to create our reality out here. So as you learn to feel your emotions and allow your emotions to move through you, then there's nothing that can be hindering to you. There's no way for your ego to control you, because those feelings of fear, inadequacy, unworthiness, loneliness, frustration, all of those feelings have to take a back seat, because as you create a new version of yourself, there really can be no room. It's almost like a blip in space, you know? So, what is the reason? What is the reason for the struggle to love myself unconditionally? Okay, so maybe this is not the big for that question. Let's try this one. What is the reason for the struggle? What is the reason I struggle to love myself unconditionally? Sun in Virgo. What is the reason that I struggle to love myself unconditionally? So automatically I'm drawn to this picture where there's this grain machine, the one that's used to put the grain down, and this card says that you reap what you sow, and it's, the word is endeavor. So when your mind and your body are literally your garden in this experience. When you plant negative thoughts, when you allow negative thoughts to plant seeds in your brain, because we all know that when you have one negative thought, here comes another and another and another and another and another, right? So you're planting these negative seeds, or there has been so much plantation of negative seeds that you come with these little instances of positivity here and there, and sprinkle them in with all of these negative seedlings, and you expect an outcome of a positive experience. That's not logical. It's irrational, because you have not tilled that land. You have not changed and dug up that soil. You have not burned all that old. You have not burned anything to cleanse that soil for the new harvest. And then we have free will. Serve your higher purpose. And when I see this card, I automatically think about the fact that we get so stuck in this 3D conceptualization of reality that we never ever think about our higher purpose. We're only thinking about the bills. We're thinking about children, husbands, wives, circumstances, situations, all of these things that we are dealing with, that we're encountering, that we have to do and get done, right? And the more we do that, we're only reaffirming the pattern of behavior that we've been conditioning ourselves to all of these years, all of this time. And we're not allowing anything new to come into our experience. And when you're not planting anything new into your experience, you're only exhibiting, or you're only seeing life exhibited from your past emotions. So there's a stall in you reaching even the conceptualized understanding that we're here to serve. And not only are we here to serve, but we are here to serve from a higher viewpoint than what this reality allows. We have to search for that. We have to sit in stillness and allow that to become the experience. We have to be able to feel from a place of gratitude for an experience that we have not had yet. That's it. And then under the deck, we got focus on your home and love. Your home is your soul. Your home is your soul. And love for yourself, love for life, love for little you, big you, dark you, irrational you. There has to be a love for every single thing that makes you you. That's why there is such an issue with loving yourself unconditionally. There's why there's such an issue with you struggling to feel love from other people. Because if you do not love yourself, you cannot give that unconditional love to others, so therefore you cannot receive it, which takes us right back to accepting and receiving. It's not only from a place of wanting to create something new for yourself. It's also from a place of allowing yourself to be so filled with love that it pours out of you and changes the entire trajectory of your electromagnetic field. And considering that I said that this was based on the book about becoming supernatural, this is what made me build like this particular spread. I think this is so spot on, and I'm feeling not necessarily attacked, but I'm feeling so empowered and I'm feeling so connected right now, because I really feel like this was a good spread to work on when it comes to breaking down what caused this, down into how it has affected the way that one can view themselves and view their situation, right? So we're going to try this deck again. So the next question is, what is the block? What is the blockage to me feeling positive emotion? What is the blockage? Oh, okay. You see, now the last time This didn't come out like that. And then we had a few cards to come out. Oh, honey. What is the blockage to me feeling positive emotions? So, morality. That's crazy. Politics, the dream, sorrow. And then right here at the tail end, we have awareness. So let's talk about morality. When I think about morality, I think about, it's almost kind of like what I said before. Like when I think about morality, I think about how it is ingrained in us to behave one way, to be one way, not to mention the subconscious conditioning that we experience in our formative years, which comes from the beliefs of those around us and our environment. And then we go to school and we're taught in school, that you have to fit in with everyone else. You're not allowed to be an original. You gotta have morality from a social group of people who are not thinking for themselves, who are not being expressive of themselves, who really and truly don't know who they are. They just have this conception of morality based on the conditioning that they have experienced. And then we come to politics, which really makes sense when you think about it, because we really play politics with ourselves a lot. So in a political sector, there are two opposing sides, right? And then look at this card, that's crazy. Like, it reminds me so much of like just the political climate that we're in today. Like, there's this fake smiling face, but then there's this greed, this green envious entity underneath with this snake. We play those kind of politics with ourselves. We allow what others think or what we have taken from this social construct, and we allow that to dictate how we see ourselves. We allow that to dictate the actions that we take. We allow that to make us of hive mind and of slave mind. And then it's so crazy that I said that, because in doing that, we kill the dream. We kill any possibility of being a dreamer. We kill any possibility of being or imagining or feeling that we can experience something before it actually becomes manifest. And when we do not have the experience that we feel like we should have, we go into depression, which often leads to bout with sorrow, right? It leaves us feeling unworthy, lonely, frustrated, suffering. And the key to breaking through all of these negative notions that have been forced and shoved down our throat is to work with our awareness, to work with our mindfulness, to work to remove all of those egoic constructs from ourselves, to tap into our consciousness, to become aware of our emotions, to become aware of mind-heart coherence, to become aware that we are more than this physical body. That was good. I liked it. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, feel a little tingly. So we're going to start over here, and we're going to ask, what is hindering my ability to imagine and to create my dream life. What is hinting? Okay. Look at that. So we have the Five of Swords, Temperance in reverse, and the Emperor. So I'm going to take this as one. The imagination is blocked because of the conflicts and misalignments and the suppression of the core foundation that's beyond the trauma that we've experienced, that is down deep inside of us, that's been piled on with, morality and politics and sorrow and suffering and just being in a state of conforming. And like I said, like all work, no play. You don't create any space for you to exist beyond what you have going on every single day. And there's no way imagination can get in there anywhere. And when you cannot imagine yourself having an experience, look at that. Come on, talk to me about what I was thinking about today. When you cannot imagine yourself having an experience, you coould feel the emotions needed to create that experience. Look at that. Look at that. Whew. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. What situation in my life caused me not to trust myself and to lose touch with my intuition? What situation in my life caused me to not trust myself and to lose touch with my intuition? What situation in my life caused me to not trust myself and to lose touch with my intuition? So we have illumination and anger that came out. So when illumination came out and I laid eyes on it, it was kind of at this weird angle. And the crazy thing is, what popped in my head was this experience that I had when I was in middle school and I lived in Atlanta. And there was this talent show where we were doing like songs from like this Black History era, and I was doing a song by Billie Holiday, and I had this beautiful gown, my hair was done, I was, I really did my thing that night. But after, when I walked off stage, because I was always a heavier girl, I never had an experience where someone never said, never didn't say. They always say cruel things to me. Let's just say it like that. And one of my biggest critics just happened to be a parental figure that I had. And I felt so exposed and so belittled that I figured I never wanted to be seen again. And just how much work I had put into that made me so angry. But I believe that was the first time that I experienced not trusting myself, because I thought I did everything right and I still received criticism for it. Not just from my peers, but from the one person that I really and truly wanted the approval from. And just to tack on here, my dad, who I hadn't seen in years, actually showed up for that performance. And he literally, when I looked out into the crowd, he literally was paying me like no attention. And I had basically begged my mom to, get him to come. And at the end of it, I just felt angry and disappointed. And like I couldn't make proper decisions for myself, because every time I did, there was always a disappointment. And as far as losing touch with my intuition, so this is the no thingness card, and that is so crazy, like how I feel like I'm being like constantly led back to the point of me wanting to create this spread based off my meditation. So no thingness is, to me, the place in the quantum where you don't have to be anybody, any time, any space, anything. You can just be. And as you are there and you just be, then you come to know, right? And as you know, you are a part of the I am, the we are. There's no heaviness like it is in everyday life. There's no need for it, because you need no thing to sit with yourself in the realm of possibility. And then the Fool is at the bottom of the deck. And I feel like this is more of an invitation. And look at this: integration, creativity, inner voice. All of these things are like steps to reconnect with it. It's saying that you did not lose this. You just stepped away from knowing. And by stepping away from knowing, you lost the integration with nothingness. You lost the integration with your creativity, with your inner voice. But I believe also that it takes us full circle, because all of those things can be found and reconnected with again by going to the quantum of no thingness, not trying to be anything, anyone, anybody. And it gives you new vision. Look at this. That is a wild. Well, that's all we have right now. This has been one of the best readings I have done. Oh my God. It really, I understand why, making your own spread based on the things that you are experiencing can give you such clarity. And also, when I do readings, I take nothing. I leave nothing to chance. I say I feel nothing is coincidence. So because I speak and I go to spirit on behalf of myself and the collective, I know that these are resonant for me as well, because they literally talk about where I am in my life right now and how I am trying to do the work to understand those parts of myself that need to be integrated in order for me to tap back into the unlimited potential of my creativity, my inner voice. So, thank you for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed the reading, give me a like, give me a follow, share this with people. I really, really want to, get this to people who are really looking to, resolve some of those problems with limiting beliefs and self-confidence and just self-love and being more supportive of oneself, So, that's all I got for you. I love you. Come back and see me again soon. Peace.